Yep, Mitsubishi is alive and kicking, and it has just released the next generation Outlander, the compact SUV that's gonna do battle with the big boys. So let's see how it stacks up against the popular Honda CR-V, shall we? Remember, this is just a by-the-numbers comparison. I haven't driven the new Outlander, so I can't comment on how it handles, but from the spec sheet, it looks to be a big step up. First off, let's look at the power plants. The 2022 Outlander is only available with the 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder engine. Yep, that old 2.4-liter is out, and so is the 3-liter that used to be on the top trim. The plug-in hybrid will continue to be sold as a 2021 model. It'll get a few tweaks, but it will be sold alongside this new 2022 Outlander, just without any of the styling or technology upgrades. Meanwhile, Honda CR-V is available with a 1.5-liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine, as well as a hybrid option. The Mitsu puts out 181 horses compared to the Honda's 190, while torque specs come in at 181 pound-feet of twist in the Outlander, 179 in the CR-V. Now, I'm going to call those numbers pretty even, but the fact that the latest CR-V is available with a hybrid, good for 212 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque, really pushes it over the top here. We know that we will get a plug-in hybrid option on this next-generation Outlander, we just don't know when. Plus, when you look at efficiency, the Outlander gets a combined rating of 27 miles per gallon in front-wheel drive, 26 miles per gallon combined in all-wheel drive. The CR-V, however, fares much better with 30 miles per gallon combined in front-wheel drive and 29 miles per gallon combined when power goes down to all four wheels. Yeah, point to the Honda here. Next, let's look at size. The Outlander's a bit bigger than the CR-V. It's longer overall by 3 inches, and its wheelbase is nearly 2 inches longer. The two are well matched in width. The Outlander is 73.3 inches wide, the CR-V 73 inches. However, the Outlander is a bit taller at 68.8 inches compared to the 66.5 inches of the CR-V. But how does that translate to interior capacities? The Outlander comes with a third row. Yeah, a compact SUV with a third row. What are they going to fit back there, Barbie dolls? The Honda CR-V has a more traditional cabin with room for 5. So when you break down that interior space, with a sunroof, the Outlander has 38.8 inches of headroom in the front seat. The CR-V, again with a sunroof, is a bit shorter at 38 inches. Both have the same amount of second row headroom, 39.1 inches. However, only the Outlander has a third row with 34.5 inches in that tiny-ass rearmost seat. Legroom is a bit more evenly matched, with the Outlander coming in at 41.7 inches in the front, the CR-V close behind at 41.3 inches. The Mitsubishi gets 39.9 inches of legroom in the second row, the CR-V coming in better with 40.4 inches. And just to show you what small really is, the third row of the Outlander has a mere 18.7 inches of legroom. Yeah, no thanks. The Outlander has 11.7 cubic feet of space behind the third row and 33.5 cubes behind the second. The CR-V goes much bigger here with 39.2 cubic feet of space behind the second row. However, because it is larger overall, the Outlander beats the CR-V with 79.7 cubic feet of space with its second and third rows lying flat, compared to 75.8 cubes in the CR-V. Now, it's really tough to make a call here. I mean, I don't think anyone is ever going to use that third row in the Outlander, but instead they'll just opt to keep them folded. So they're kind of like a throwaway feature. One SUV gets more headroom, the other gets more legroom, one's got more cargo space overall, the other one's got more behind the second row where, you know, your family usually sits. So I'm going to call it a draw on this one. Now, neither of these SUVs are really built to tow, but you can hitch a small load to both vehicles, and I think it's worth mentioning. The Mitsubishi can tow up to 2,000 pounds, which is pretty decent for the class, and it also has a trailer stability assist to help out if and when that lightweight trailer begins to sway. Meanwhile, the Honda can only eke out towing 1,500 pounds, and there's no kind of trailer technology like in the Outlander. So, point to the Mitsubishi here, and we're even at 1 each with one category at a draw. Alright, now let's look at infotainment. The Mitsubishi gets an available 9-inch screen running its technology with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. It also offers a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster and a 10.8-inch head-up display. Now, you're not going to find any of that in the Honda. Instead, you'll just get a 7-inch screen that incorporates Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I mean, heck, it's even got a 5-inch screen with no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in the base model. There's also no digital gauge cluster and no head-up display. Now, I can't speak to which is easier to use since I haven't used the Outlander system, but I've got to give a point here to the Mitsubishi for having a bigger interface, a more robust gauge cluster, and that head-up display. And great googly moogly, the Outlander has just pulled ahead 2-1. All right, finally, let's check out price. The Outlander starts at $26,990 after a $1,195 destination charge. The Honda matches that pretty well at $26,525, including $1,175 for destination. Now, technically, the Honda is less expensive, and since we're evaluating category by category here, I gotta give price to the CR-V, even if it's just by $465. Which means, folks, that based purely on these categories, we're at a tie! The Outlander wins towing and infotainment specs, the CR-V takes engine and price, and they both tie in terms of interior space. Frankly, the fact that the CR-V didn't just walk away with the spec comparison is surprising, considering the state of the old Outlander. It just goes to show you how well-defined this segment's formula really is, especially in terms of footprint and powertrains. Of course, each buyer is going to weigh each category differently, and the real test will be in the driving of these two models back-to-back. That said, judging purely by the numbers, the 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander looks to be a proper contender in the compact SUV space. Alright y'all, I don't know about you, but I am stoked for a new plug-in Outlander to go against the RAV4 Prime. Do you want us to do a comparo of that when it comes out? Let me know in the comments, and as always, like and subscribe.